Some time ago, I have posted this video where you have the opportunity to ask me any question. This particular video was today, 9 days ago. So I took me some time to reply to it because I was traveling. I'm currently in India and I will be so until the end of March. So therefore, my time schedule is a bit different, and yeah. But finally, I could make time to address the questions that were posted below this video. If you have similar questions or want your questions answered, I'm trying to get it bundled under this video. So the link to this video here, this link I will put in the description, and you can head there. Yeah, listen, the video will be nice, so you know how to ask the question and put it in the comments. And as soon as I get time, I will make a elaborate response video like this. So the questions, one is a bit a shorter question, one is a bit a longer question. Yeah, it depends. Both can be long, both can be short. But I would like to address first this question here. It is by Farid Huti. Okay, I hope I'm spelling it right. If not, please forgive me. Um, Here the question is, why do you think Vedic astrology is the real one? Is it the one from which all other astrology have derived? So I think to this question, I think yes. I think in generally we can say that Vedic culture, Vedic literature, Vedic knowledge is the source of everything. What I mean is that I would like to refer to this book here, this one, Revelations. This is the author is known to me. He was once guest in my house for almost 10 days or quite some time, and I spent a lot of time with him and I read his books. And he's doing comparison between, he has books on Vedic and if he's, maybe here, like here, Islam and Vedas. He has like two books about that because he's from Islamic background, but he's following the Vedic spirituality now. Rasamandala Das is his name. And this one here is especially also connected to the Bible. And here he wrote something very interesting, is that 5,000 years ago, according to the Vedic understanding, as it is also retold or accounted for in the Mahabharata, the whole world means all the whole world was under one emperor. There was a Rajasuya Yagya. Rajasuya Yagya means where one particular king claims to be the first among all the kings, and they will set free a sacrificial horse. Here, this is Rajasuya Yagya. Um, and that horse will roam the whole world, and every king who has to either pay tribute, means pay some taxes to the emperor and accept his superiority, or fight. So if a king can in that way submit all kings, then he will be called the emperor. And this is happened in the Vedic history not once, many times, but the last was 5,000 years ago. So we can understand that from the accounts of the Mahabharata, this book, that the whole world was under Vedic rule, and everyone had to follow the principles of Vedic um, religion. Yeah, religion is a wrong word, but the principles of non-violence and just the Vedic way of life. They had to follow that. So it's also described in the Srimad Bhagavatam actually. The Srimad Bhagavatam is this 12 cantos, and it's described in the first canto that the grandson, no, yeah, the grandson of that king who made the Rajasuya Yagya, he was also the undisputed ruler of the whole world, and under his rulership there were no illicit activities going on. Means in the Vedic principles is like there should be no cow slaughtering, cow killing should not be there. There should be cow protection because the cow give a very valuable food, which is milk, and also the bull, he does the work for plowing the fields. So the cows are also economic reasons, also health reasons, are protected under Vedic civilization, and it is described here how that king made sure that in the whole world this was not happening, and when it was happening, he rectified. He mean he punished the wrongdoers, and also yeah, that is just one account. So this book then reveals that after five this was 5,000 years ago, and also when we see archaeologically, for instance, um, like the swastika is this sign which was then uh, utilized by Hitler, and since then has like a bad connotation to it. But this is a Vedic sign which was, even according to Wikipedia, first found in Ukraine, which was 10,000 years ago. Means this is a Vedic sign. It can be found all over the world, even in South America. So it shows that there is a connection between the cultures, especially the megalite culture, who have these wonderful buildings like the pyramids and the big temples in India, the big temples in South America. So this was one culture at that time, and that culture was Vedic. Um, so here is described that after 5,000 years, when the Kali Yuga started, an bad age came, and the last Vedic emperor who kept everything under control and everything, yeah, died. That there were 4,000 years of darkness, which or nobody knows what happens. But there is one account where the Rig Veda, means Vedic, was taken into Mesopotamia by Zarathustra, and there was a fight between Zarathustra and Vashishta Muni, the Vedic sage, and a Babylonian sage, and they kind of took the Vedic things, but they changed everything. The words changed, the meaning changed, the rituals changed, and everything, and from that basically then the Babylonian culture came, where then the Bible age started. You know, with after Noah, with Nimrod, the big king there, who then brought forth the new type of mystery religion and stuff like this. And that was everything derived from the Vedas, but kind of the essence, the love, the bhakti, the devotion to the Lord was taken out, and just the ritualistic outer shell was kept. But this is quite an interesting topic for me, and I will, after some better research, I will make a more detailed video about that. But in that way, I would like to answer this question that yes, even the astrology then later, which Western astrology then derived from the Babylonian systems, that also is derived from the Vedic. Also, yeah, and but still, I would say that um, Western astrology uses the tropical zodiac, and Vedic astrologers tend to use the sidereal zodiac. There's some who also use tropical zodiac, but I would not make this is right, this is wrong, but they just show different aspects. They have different angles to look at. The tropical zodiacs, they're more based on the sun, and the sidereal zodiac is based on the stars. So respectively, tropical astrology highlights apparent things, public things, things related to the sun, and the other one is more karmic thing connected to the stars, yeah, like that. So I would not be too much worried about what is right, what is wrong. Everything has its use, and in the end, I think the most important is the seriousness of the one who's asking the question, that he's um, really willing to get an answer, and also then the honesty and experience of the one who's asked the question. I would say the personal maturity of the questioner and the practitioner of the science is more important than whether they now use the real astrology or the wrong astrology, which, yeah. So I hope this answers the question. So to the second question, um, this is a personal chart reading. So it is from Crescent Aesthetics. Thank you very much for your question. It was really interesting to look at your chart. So we have here her personal chart, and the question is, um, what do you recommend in terms of career outlook? I'm currently studying a master's in computer science, but am unsure. I did move abroad as my chart predicted I would. I'm also wondering if World War III is on the horizon. I'm aware this is a big question, but just figured I'd ask as I am anxious about it. Geographic move, prospects, and career are my primary concerns. So, um, for seeing whether we move abroad or not, we can see where the Lagna Lord is placed, how far away from the Lagna Lord is placed. Lagna means the ascendant. So in the astrology I'm practicing, which I learned from my teacher Arya Brigu, it's in the Brigu line of astrology. We are trying to make a holistic chart analysis by not only considering the ascendant, but also the place that we read the chart from the moon and from the Hora Lord. Hora Lord means Venus in your case. Hora Lord, I have other videos, I think, on the channel, which explains that more in detail. So please, you can get the information from there. Or you just calculate your Vara Hora, your birth yantra on my website. Then you will get an email which explains this in very detail, how to calculate and use that Hora. So we have to consider from here, and from there, from the ascendant, from here and from there. If you're not familiar with this, please you can refer to this one here. So we have here Saturn ascendant in Capricorn, Venus in Libra, the Hora Lord with Mercury, and the Moon in Pisces. So the ascendant, the Lord of the ascendant is Saturn itself, and it's placed in itself, and it's retrograde. So therefore, I would actually predict that in one time in your life you will move back to your native place because it's retrograde. You moved out and you moved back. To move away from a place, foreign, to cross the ocean, go into foreign lands, is the thing of the 12th house. You have Rahu in the 12th house. So that decision to move away, I think, is a bit deceptive. But not in a bad way. It probably teaches you a lot because Rahu is always things that we need to learn, which we need to experience, which we are like venturing into the unknown. So that is probably good to mature the Rahu, to move abroad. But finally, I think it will be, you will move home, back to your place, native place. Also, Ketu and Mars conjunct. Mars is also the fourth lord here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, Aries. The lord is Mars. And his Ketu, fourth, is also homeland, your native place, your mother's place, your home. And Ketu conjunct with Mars, that shows some kind of anxiety around being, or some separation, some longing towards your homeland. So Ketu is the body that is cut off from the head, and he always kind of longs for being reconnected with what he was cut off. And that will influence your fourth house. So therefore the question is not surprising actually, that geolocation is a doubt from you. It's shown here. Ketu and Mars are conjunct, means there is doubt and anxiety and a feeling of disconnectedness to the place from your motherland, from the place you stay. So that and if we consider from Venus, Hora Lord, also the Lord of Venus, if we go back here, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is again in the first house. So it's really close to your native place. Another way to see first house also means that it's kind of your own decision, you know. You're a little bit also free to choose yourself. It's just depending on yourself, basically. The first house in first, uh, the, the, the Lord in his own house in first house just means just in its own place. It means that it, it depends on yourself. Um, you have to make the decision and live with it, kind of. It's not so much forced by let's say marriage, by work, by whatnot. Even I think because you're doing computer science, you can easily get a job that is remote, where you can stay anywhere on the world in the world and just do your job online. You know, I think that's very much possible, especially with having this Lagna Lord in itself. Lagna Lord Saturn in his own house, Venus Hora Lord in his own house, like that. Then Moon, the Lord of the Moon is Jupiter, and he's in the seventh house. So here we can see it does not anymore depend on yourself, but on the like marriage or contracts. So if you have some work contracts, you might have be traveling around, um, or because of your spouse, you might have to follow your spouse to a broad place. But seventh house is also not so much indicating far away places, and also doesn't indicate so much long term staying abroad, but rather um, temporary business trips. So I would suggest that figure out what you really want, but probably I think you would feel most secure and most yourself and most complete when you stay in your in the paradise in Honolulu, Hawaii. Um, yes, that is for geolocation. In regards to the question of your career, so for career, according to the Brigo system, we have to consider the weekday you're born and the hour, the combination of both. And you're born on a Friday and in the hour of Venus. So again, this Venus is very, and it's well placed, right? It is in his own house, Libra here. And Mercury coming into the mix definitely gives the ability for computer science. So it's not wrong. Computer science is all right because Mercury is there. Um, Now, question is just, I mean, computer science can be then applied to so many things. And instead of rather thinking to have a career change, not go for something else than computer science, is rather to find the application of that science that really suits you. So for that, we have to consider the quality of Venus and Libra. And Libra is an air sign, it's a movable air sign, and it's so and Libra has to do with all type of things that are measured. So what is going on in like big banks where they measure things, or in businesses where they do accounting, and like Libra is like a scale, left and right should be same. So in accounting, you also use this balance sheet. I don't know the English terms for that. I'm sorry, but they always keep the balance of the passive and the actives and so on. And um, like big data analytics and all these things can all be connected to Libra. Venus is there, so Venus has then to do more with entertainment, luxuries, and leisure, and so on. So, so what I see is that you could do something um, for data analytics and data tracking for businesses. The businesses can be connected to Venus, means it could be in the travel industry, in the beauty industry, in the fashion industry, um, yeah, modeling, even I don't know, sex industry, whatever. I don't know, this is a thing at all. Yeah. One more thing I would like to highlight is that there is one consideration also that you're born in the daytime of of Friday, and there is this very cool thing. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong one. Here, that in the daytime there is this heavenly helper or heavenly power activated of the Shanga, of the heavenly bow, and that is um, expressed through through Mars, and that one gives the power to be very focused or very to have a very good vision for what what you want to achieve. So considering that influence of Shanga Mars, I think you already have some sort of vision what is needed, some very clear thing that is lacking in the industries that you would like to create, and I think you should follow that, and over time you can make this your own business because you're quite independent, giving that the Hora Lord is in his own house, the Lang Lord is in his own house. Um, so to do what you want, you can easily do your own business after some time. So I think you should go for developing some software or IT solution for a data analytic problem of some industry connected to Venus. Yeah, that is what I would say. Then you have another question is here also one more thing. I experienced a distinctly negative experience in August of 2022. So for that, a negative experience, I just guess it's in terms of some kind of romantic thing or relationship thing. So if we go here, we see 2022 was here Mercury, Rahu, Moon. So this was involved. So communication, some anxiety, bewilderment, and the emotions. And when we see in the Saptamsa, which is has to do with relationship, we can see they are in the sixth and in the third from the ascendant. These are all difficult houses. So there's some difficulty that came um, uh, with that. Yes. So this could have been avoided in the sense that we will be more conscious and mature our Rahu well and not fall for get sidetracked or carried away by some illusions. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bit time restrained. I don't want to go too deep into this. Then one more question you had is the World War III is on the horizon. Um, in my opinion, of course, it's just an opinion. Who can say something like this? I think it's not just right now on the horizon. If something like this happens, it takes another some years. It is the opinion of other astrologers, like that Indian boy. Actually, I've never listened to his videos. I'm kind of don't have the patience to sit and listen to his videos. But a friend of mine he did, and also the opinion of Narasingha Rao, the author of this software. They they are saying that here 2028 once Saturn will go into his debilitation place into Aries. This is where Saturn is debilitated. Um, that will give the possibility for a rather something like a world war, and in in my opinion, what we see now, we are now in 2024. As we move 2 years, 3 years into future, we will have Jupiter here and Ketu. Um, and Jupiter is in debilitation here. So during that time to 27, we might see some economic derail in the world, where things getting, currencies getting destabilized and so on, and that might then play the uh, even the playing field, so that 1 year later, or yeah, this 2028, then bigger war can happen. Um, what we see now, I've quite closely followed this Ukraine war, um, listened to various commentators and seen what's going on and so on. And as of now, Russia has no equal. Russia and China are just combined, or anyway too strong. And in order that really there is a world war would mean what? That Western Europe combined with United States will fight a war against Russia and its allies, China, so to say, Russia, China, India, or something like that. If something like that would happen, but the way the power balance is right now, there is no way that the the Western world can have any chance against Russia, because they have now the experience, they have the experienced personnel, they have waged war for 2 years, they know how it works, how to do the modern type of warfare. And the Western soldiers, they might have good equipment, but to have battle proven equipment and battle proven strategies and battle proven personnel against just a theoretical tiger, paper tiger, there is just no match. And also, all the equipment mostly has been burned on the Ukraine side, which NATO has. So right now, there is no way the West can wage any war. And as stupid as the politicians are, probably the military is not that stupid, because they still have to account for the lives of their people and their own lives, and they will not gonna do that. Um, so so rather it needs a few years where um, the Western powers will reinforce themselves, that something can happen like this. But my personal opinion, I think it's not gonna happen, because Germany is just it's just falling apart. If within the next 2 years Germany will not get a proper government that actually strengthens the country, then Europe has no the economic engine of Europe is broken, and how will they go and wage war? And now with the election year coming in the US, um, if Trump is going to win, um, he anyway has good relationship with Putin and stuff. So I think that, in my opinion, no, there is no, it's not on horizon. And don't get from these fear mongers who just looking for clicks on the internet. Just don't listen to them. All right. So that's all the questions answered. I hope this was insightful. If you have similar questions, please follow this link in the description and put your questions in the comments of this video. Thank you very much.